Hey there. Happy Thursday. I am excited to be jumping in here today. I've got a big announcement, and it's not just about James Wedmore's program, Business by Design. I've got an announcement that I have wanted to get out there to the world for a few weeks now, and Katie's been saying, no, don't talk about it yet. No, don't talk about it yet. No, don't talk about it yet. But she finally gave me the go-ahead. And so I am so excited to jump on here today to talk about this big announcement. And then I'm also going to talk a little bit about what's going on in James's program specifically. I'm going to talk about what my bonuses are going to be for people who sign up for his paid program, Business by Design, through my affiliate link when it opens next Monday. So that's what's in store. But again, first, I wanted to talk about this really exciting news that I've got. So I've got to preface this by saying that, actually, I should say this before I go into that. If you don't know me, I'm Bobby Klink. I'm the founder here at bobbyklink.com, formerly Your Online Genius. And I am an attorney by training, but now I help online entrepreneurs build and protect their online businesses. And the protect is the legal side. The build, I do a lot of helping people with email marketing, but also kind of the strategy piece of figuring out what kind of business they should build for themselves. So that's who I am. And I'm going to start from here, though, with an apology. And the apology is this, that back in March, I actually kind of made this apology, and it was kind of half joking, and it's still half joking, but that's what I am. And I said that I needed to apologize to the world because COVID is clearly my fault. And the reason why I said that is that literally I did, so what happened was I had sent a clip of me speaking on a stage to my team, and they had said, okay, we have got to get you speaking on stage more. And they were like, we got to do a live event. We got to do a live event. I said, great. I talk about that, announce that to the world. And then that basically within a week is when the ish hit the fan when it came to COVID. So we're like, well, I guess I'm not speaking on stages this year. Guess we're not doing an event this year. So like I said, COVID, my fault. But I'm here to tell you we figured out a way around that. What the big announcement is that we figured out a way to do an event, even with COVID, even with the fact that I don't think there's any way on earth that we're going to be able to get together live. So what we're going to do is this fall, we're putting on a live virtual event. It is a 3-day event, packed full of information, packed full of training, packed full of education, all that stuff. Is going to be included, and we're calling it Badass Online Marketing Live, which obviously that makes sense that that's what we call it. And so what the event is going to be about, like I said, it's full of training, but really what I want to do is help people who come to it, and I say come to it, you'll be coming to it from your home, your office, whatever, through a computer screen. I want to help you build the business of your dreams, not the business of my dreams, not the business of someone else's dreams. Now, this is where kind of things come around to James. And if you've been here a while and followed me, like this shirt, you kind of get it, like that I talk about guru rants all the time. And I don't dislike gurus. There's nothing wrong with gurus in my mind. What I don't like are the gurus who tell you that you have to build a business exactly like their business, exactly like how they put their business together. Because the problem is that realistically, we all build a business that is suited for us, that's based on our strengths, that's based on what we like doing. And I could give you like a little small example. The smallest example I can give you just to make this point is like my kind of mastermind, my inner circle now that I have, it's built on the fact that I love engaging with people. And so most people have a mastermind. They might have like one call a month with their group. We're doing it every single week because I would rather connect more with the people, be more involved because that's my personality. And so that gives you just one small example of how like knowing what your personality is, what your strengths are, will shape how you build a business for yourself, right? For a lot of people, building that kind of business would kind of suck. Like they're like, I don't want to get on the phone on a Zoom call 4 weeks a month. That's just not for me. And that's cool. Like, for me though, it's something that works. And so that's what we want to do with Bomb Live, is help you figure that out. And if you checked out like my resources page about James, one of the things I talked about, one of the lessons I learned from him, is that you can be a rebel. You don't have to do anything that anyone else said. So that's part of the reason he resonates with me, but also why we're doing it. And so we've already kind of lined up a keynote speaker who is going to help everybody who comes understand how you need to shape your business based on your unique personality. So don't copy Bobby, don't copy Amy, don't copy James, don't copy Marie, don't copy anybody. Build the business based on your personality type. And so we've also got some other goodies that everybody who comes is going to get access to help them kind of do that. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be helping you do that. But also, let's be honest, it's me. So, we're going to talk about messaging. We're going to talk about emails. We're going to talk about all of that stuff, which I talk about too. And by the way, little hint, that's part of my personality superpower. And so that's why I talk about that stuff so much. So, just give you a bit of foreshadowing for that. So that's what we've got, got planned. That's the big announcement that I wanted to make. Now, we are not yet opening the doors for tickets for you to buy, but we will be before too long. And as everybody does with these things, we are going to be having pricing that kind of, you want to get in early. And as anyone who knows me knows, you always want to, be an early adopter with me because you always get crazy stuff. So we will be opening the doors before too long. In the meantime, what you can do is you can join a wait list. We have set up a wait list that you can join. You can head over to bobbyklink.com/bomb live. So BOM live. bobbyklink.com/bomb live. When you do, let me see if this works. This is what you're going to see. All you got to do, put your name, your email address, click add me to the wait list. We'll add you to the wait list. We're not going to do anything with it right now. You're not going to get any emails or confirmations or anything. You'll do it. And then as soon as we open the door, and maybe even a bit before we open the door for most people, we're going to invite you and we're going to give you the best deals, the best pricing, etc. So if you think this is something you might want to do, I'm just going to suggest you head over to bobbyklink.com/bomb live and get on the wait list now. And again, simple page, don't expect much. This is just about it. It's really just about kind of getting you on the list. So that's the big announcement. Like I said, some people had a sense that this was coming because somebody actually, tagged me in an event, a virtual event about virtual events in stories. And so I see that Mackenzie's here and she kind of saw that, this was happening. So some of you had an idea that it was coming, but that's kind of what I wanted to share with you. This is the big thing. We're looking forward to it. We're figuring out how it's going to work exactly, meaning like Katie right now, the plan is for her to come to Washington when we're going to do it, assuming that everything is safe with COVID for her to do so. Bobby Joe has talked about she may try to, come down here to DC. She would be in driving distance, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to set all this up. So it is going to be a great time. So that's the big announcement. Now we're going to turn to the other thing. We're going to talk about my bonuses for James's program. And there's a reason why I did these two things together. So, if you're not interested in James's program, if you're not going to join, cool. I would still love to have you at Bomb Live. But if you might be thinking about joining James's program, go ahead and sign up for the wait list, but I have something else for you. So I want to tell you what my bonuses are if you sign up for James's BBD through my affiliate link. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to share my screen. We've got this fancy dancy page here. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way so I'm not looking at my eCam, but let me move it. But this is our bonus page. Right now it's not open, but it's coming soon. I'm not going to play this video for you, but there's a pretty fancy video that our VA created for us. Just to give you a sense, this this neon thing. She created that for us. And, so we've got that. And I'm going to kind of move down so you can see and we can get to the bonuses. And I want to tell you, right now there's a bonus on there that's only going to be on there the first day, so only on Monday. Anyone who joins Business by Design through my affiliate link on Monday, the first day that the card is open on the 22nd, is going to get this expiring first day bonus. It's a one-day virtual mastermind with me. And if we have too many people, I'm just going to break it up and do multiple. But the point is, I want you to get an immersive experience and get this really kind of, set so that you can get past your problems. And so we're going to do a mastermind where I'm going to do some training, but also you're going to get a guaranteed hot seat. If you have a problem, we're going to work through it. We're going to do all of that. Now, this is something that right now, the only way that people get anything close to this is through my Inner Circle Mastermind program. But this I'm giving as a bonus for anyone who signs up for BBD through me. And like I said, we're going to cap it. We're not going to have, like, if we have a ton of people sign up on first day, we're not going to do it all at once. We'll break you up into groups because we want to make sure you get a ton of value out of that day. So that is only on the first day. So we don't mention it in the video up top. We don't talk about it elsewhere. The only way you're going to get this is if you sign up on day one. And I see one person who's here who I know has talked about being someone who waits around until the last day to get all the information. You know who you are that I'm talking to. If you want this, you got to make a decision on day one. So that's kind of the expiring bonus. Now, from there, we put together a bonus pack, and we did not want to just throw out 18 or 20 or, whoever knows how many bonuses just so we could say we did. Some people do that. Some people are going to have like 25 bonuses and say it's worth $357,000. They won't actually say that, but they'll say some ridiculous amount of money. In my opinion, those bonus packages don't really help because they're just throwing more and more content at you, and you don't really need it. And so what we're actually going to be doing instead, we curated this and really wanted to give you a couple of areas of bonuses. The first area is with helping you to build your team. We want to help you kind of put your team together in a sensible way because that's one of the biggest shifts I've had by working with James. So we have 3 bonuses. I don't know why I act like I'm on camera and I keep putting my fingers up even though you're looking at my screen. But we have 3 bonuses related to that. First, we put together a legal template pack that is all about building your business, and we're adding one template that doesn't even exist yet, but you'll get a VA agreement template, a Filipino VA agreement, so basically anything for an overseas VA. We're going to simplify the VA agreement to make it simpler and more streamlined, so we'll have that. Then you get the contractor agreement, which is more general, and then my employee agreement pack, which has 3 different agreements. So you're going to get all of that. So you're basically set up to have your team in place, legally protected, etc. So that's bonus number 1. But we also want to help you actually get it. And so we've got 2 bonuses about that. The next bonus, we are going to do a live, and I say the live, it will be a virtual live team building accelerator workshop. This is going to be about going deep and helping you figure out how to build the right team for your business and how to make the mindset shifts you need to make as someone who's going to be the business owner to actually make this work. And so we're going to actually make sure that you are in a good place to get that, to get yourself 100% in the right place on your team. We're going to talk about things. I actually have notes like about what you need to know from a mental perspective to make this work. I'm going to get you to understand you can delegate. I'm going to show you things I've delegated that maybe you think you can't. I'm going to get you to shift from thinking about tasks to thinking about results. I'm going to get you to understand that there are really kind of 2 different kinds of employees you need to be thinking about and when to hire each. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about my accountability chart more. If you were here yesterday, we went over that live, but we'll go into it in more detail. We're going to talk about the visionary integrator relationship in depth. Katie and I will be doing a whole kind of, joint session about that so you know about it. And then we're going to talk about being a good boss because candidly, one of the things that Katie's here in the comments, so she'll probably say that. One of the things, we have a lot of people who've come and said, how do I build a team like yours? How do I find someone like Katie for my business? And, I'm going to tell you, I got lucky finding Katie. I can't imagine that. But Bobby Joe also. But Katie would tell you also that it's partly that I'm a good boss. It's partly that I bring the right attitude. I bring the right perspective to being a boss. And so that's part of what we're going to be talking about too. And again, I think I'm going to have Katie talk about what, as much as me, so that you're not hearing me brag about myself, because that's not going to be good. But we're going to talk about the things you need to be doing to really kind of be a good boss over the long term. So that's what this is going to be. I suspect it's going to be a full day workshop. We're still working out all the details, but it's going to be, we're going deep. It'll be recorded. Obviously, you'll get all of those things as well. Now, the next thing we're going to do a shorter recorded thing, hiring your first VA. I want you to go out, if you haven't yet, hire that VA, get the stuff off of your desk. We now have 3 different VAs. We locked up our content VA yesterday, who was able to basically summarize a couple of video lessons in a matter of hours in a very good form that I just need to go in and Bobby eyes. So we're going to teach you how to do that so that you can get kind of those tasks off of your plate. You don't have to worry about it. You can have someone else doing that for you so you can focus on the high leverage work. And this is going to be like, I want to show you how to do it. Like, spend an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and you will have someone hired. Literally, that's how much time I put into hiring this content VA. And I want you to think about that for a second. We do that, and I would say that Katie would say we have a very good one. Ren, who is our digital, kind of our video VA, same thing. It took us maybe an hour and a half of work total, and now she's creating all of these videos, including, when you can get access to this page, checking out that first video that we create here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Then we're going to get out of the team building, and we got a couple of things. And I'll start with bonus number 5. If you sign up for BBD through my link, you're going to get a VIP ticket to Bomb Live. So you will get to come to my Badass Online Marketing virtual event live. You don't have to pay. You'll get all of the stuff. You will get all of the goodness of being a VIP ticket holder. So you get that. I already kind of talked about what that is. So that is, we've got this bonus number 5. But then bonus number 4 is a live fan building accelerator workshop. What this is like, hopefully a lot of you went through Massive Action May with me and kind of went through James's progress, etc. But what we're going to do here in this training is we're going to kind of put all of that together and say, start to finish, how do I build a, kind of a raving fan base? We're going to take all of kind of the things that I have in my mind about the Fans First Society and the Fans Framework and all of that stuff, but we're going to go deeper. And it really is going to be about, like, not building your list, because building your list is like, that's kind of one of those things that we're kind of like, not going to be spending a lot of time on, because building your list is important. But as you've heard me say many times, someone on your list is kind of like, and that's not necessarily what you want. You want the people who are engaged, who are opening, who are all that. And by the way, William, I see your comment. What you see is you don't know all the prices. You might want to think about what I mentioned before about how, I tend to treat people who come in early a little bit better than people who don't. So, you might want to think about that and hold on for the prices, because if you get on the wait list and sign up early, I won't say what you're going to pay, but I'll say you won't have to pay $597. Now, if you wait, you will have to pay that to get a VIP ticket. But I want to be clear on that. So, but anyway, going back to the fan building accelerator, this is really going to be about, diving deep into things like the customer journey, understanding every little piece of messaging, and like how to actually create content for each phase. James does this. He has some messaging in business by design, but we are actually focusing, even in my business, even more about thinking through the various levels, the various states of awareness, the various places where people are, like those kinds of things, to understand what message do you need at that particular moment. And so that's what we're going to be doing kind of in this fan building accelerator. in addition to the other stuff that we've kind of already talked about. So, we're going to talk about things like, tailoring messaging based upon the state of awareness, the place they are in the journey, all of those different things. So you can really kind of put together messaging that is perfectly tailored and turns them into those raving fans. So that's it. Like I said, we are not, we've got a value here. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. Some of these things are for sale, so it's an actual price. Some of them aren't. So we do it. We make up numbers, but I don't think that's the important thing. The important piece for us was to curate a set of bonuses that aren't about throwing more content that you have to consume and doesn't help, but instead putting together content that is really kind of tailored to helping you make progress and move forward and actually implement and get stuff done. And so that was the idea behind our bonus pack. That was the idea of kind of what we were trying to come together and what we came up with. And so, like I said, some of this stuff, most of this stuff is stuff that hasn't ever been released. We've never done the fan building accelerator. We've never done the hiring your first VA. We've never done the team builder. All of that stuff is only, this is the first time we're announcing it. And even among the legal templates, we're adding the Filipino VA agreement, which is something that we've never had before. So those are my bonuses. Now, depending on what you've done so far, what you clicked and low and kind of, how you've done this, what I'm going to suggest, if you're interested and you're like, yeah, this seems like something I might want, on this page, and we're going to send an email later today with a link to this page so you can check out this page if you want to. But really the best thing to do if you want to make sure, if you're like, yep, I'm in, or you're like, yeah, I think I'm in, and if I do, I want to sign up through you, Bobby, get on my wait list. I've set up a BBD specific wait list where we're going to send an email the minute card opens with a link that you can click, which will be our affiliate link, and then that way, went through my affiliate link and you'll get all of my bonuses. And so if you want to do that, Katie will put it in the chat, or Bobby Joe will, but I think it's bobbyklink.com/BBD waitlist. bobbyklink.com/BBD waitlist. That's our personal waitlist. That is just so that you kind of get on my world, and we will let you know right away when card opens with a link that you can click that makes sure you come in through my affiliate account, and that way you will get my bonuses. I may sit around here for a bit because I see people are here, but if anybody has questions, and Katie can drop it in there if she's seen any questions that she thinks I ought to address. But if anybody have questions, let me know. Now, I will, tomorrow, we're doing an entire session tomorrow afternoon at I think it's 3 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to do it via Zoom rather than this eCam so that we can talk if we want to. We're calling it BBD, Beers and BBD with Bobby, I think is what it's called, or maybe it's BBD and Beers with Bobby, but whatever. I will have a beer or two, but the point is so that we can kind of hang out. I can answer questions. If you want to ask, hey, do you think this is right for my business? Here's where I am. If you have questions about it, I can start answering those for you. And that's what we'll do, just because I want to be there and be honest. And what a lot of people will tell you is, normally, when people ask me questions, I often, I've told people not to join. I've told people that many, many times, and not BBD specifically, but anything like that. So we'll do that. And I do see a question coming in. And so Darcy's seeing a lot of questions about whether BBD is for beginners or for people who want to grow. Both. What I would tell you is that BBD is a system, and because, look, let me be honest. He's not going to teach you how to create an online course. He's not going to teach you how to create a membership. He's not going to teach you like those kinds of things, like how to create certain products. But what BBD is it's really kind of a broader perspective about how to do business. And there are a lot of people who join it as relative beginners and get a ton out of it. There are also more advanced people who join it and get a lot out of it. Like, for example, what I will tell you is when I joined his mastermind, it was kind of the first time I got access to it. I joined his mastermind at the end of 2018. At that point, I had a $250,000 a year business. So I was clearly not a beginner. I dove into BBD because as a member of his mastermind, I get access to all of his stuff. And I dove into BBD and I got a ton of stuff out of it. I got a ton of value out of it on messaging, on team building, on a lot of that stuff that that I hadn't gotten other places. And so I got a lot of that. Also the mindset stuff. He does that. And what I'll tell you is like on my bonus page here, you can go and look. Like one of the people who did a testimonial, she didn't sign up through me, but she's one of my, kind of someone in my world, Ellen Johnson. She basically said that BBD was kind of the missing piece for her. She had taken a lot of programs before, I don't know all of them. I don't know if she goes over all of them, but she had taken a lot. She has taken, she's taken courses from Stu. She's taken courses from Amy. She's taken courses from Jeff Walker. She's taken a bunch of different courses. And what she said was that BBD and kind of the way James approaches things was the missing piece. And so it can be very helpful even if you are more advanced, is what I would say. And I'll just tell you, in my mastermind, like his mastermind that I'm a part of, where we are all multiple six and then some 7-figure entrepreneurs, like we will go back to BBD at various times because he has a process for that. Like it's like, well, if I want to see how to do a 3-part video series launch and get scripts, he has that in there. If I want to go and see how to do all of these different things, he has those processes and pieces in there. And so that's useful. Now, again, if you're a beginner, it's really great because literally if you use his tech stack, you can like export, I think you can literally export or save his processes that are in BBD into your own account and have them in your own system. With us, like by the time I got in his world, I had different systems. So, I mean, we could use some of that, but we would have to replace screenshots because we weren't, using Kajabi, for example. We use Kartra and things like that. But there was a lot of value there in kind of the processes. And even if, you're not using his tech stack, you can still get some value from it. So that's what I would say there. Okay, so I see something from William. You didn't resonate with him. I'd be interested to hear about that, William. Look, James is someone who, he has a different approach. One of the things I would say is like when you're actually kind of learning from him in a one-on-one thing, one of the things that's different about him versus most people is he's not a teacher. I mean, he is a teacher, but he's a coach first. And what that means is he does a lot more asking questions than answering questions. Because again, he's going to say, I don't know the answer. You know the answer of what's the right business for you, for example. And he also ascribes to the idea that like, having like people figure things out for themselves actually makes them learn it better. But yeah, William, you can share it with me offline, at some point if you're curious and we can chat about it. But yeah, that's it. And then so Aaron asks, how does it compare to other courses? I've done B School, DCA, LBS. I'm currently in Rachel Rogers' mastermind. I'm in your mastermind and I'm still not reading off the ground. This is a problem for me, isn't it? Well, so Aaron, what I would say is like, you need to take action. BBD is a program that is very different. Like I will say it is completely different from DCA and List Builder Society because each of one of those is a very specific skill. And it's also very different from Badass Email Marketing, right? Because I'm teaching you a very specific piece of online marketing. That's not what BBD is. BBD is kind of, if you think about it, like an overarching like framework and way to approach business and way to kind of go about business. And there's a lot of stuff in there about messaging. And so Aaron, I don't know if you caught the kind of last week's workshop I did for Fans First people and people who'd gone through Massive Action May, but I kind of talked about how thinking of the launch, like your launch vehicle in like those 3 different parts that I talked about, the opportunity, ownership, and offer, like would kind of give you kind of a meta level when you look at, for example, the way people teach webinars. That's kind of how James teaches. He's teaching you kind of at that higher level. Now, he has the processes to help you do the specific things, like if you want to do a webinar, if you want to do that. But he's really about helping you kind of step back and understand why you're doing it and the marketing principles behind it. That, to me, has been one of the kind of big ahas for me. is that it helps me think about things at a deeper, higher level, which makes it more effective, right? Once I know these different pieces of like the different things I need to do in like a webinar or a challenge or any kind of launch, then all of a sudden I'm looking at a webinar and I'm like, oh, okay, I get why they're doing this, or why why the structure is this way. And I can make these tweaks because I'm still doing the things I need to do in a webinar, in a launch vehicle. And so that's kind of what I would say about it. But really it is kind of getting you to that like next level, if you will, or higher level or meta level, I don't know, and understanding the why. And also thinking about how to build all the things that you need to build in your business, like a team. Again, none of the courses you mentioned talk about team. In some ways, what I would say, BBD, like the lesson parts. So, and Katie put this in that it's not like, it's not a course. There's kind of a part like BBD. What I like to say is there's kind of the course part and then everything else, because there are lessons that look like a course that walk you through your sales system and how to come up with your messaging and all of that stuff. But then there is all of the plug and play stuff, like, how, processes for doing a webinar, processes for doing a video launch, processes for doing, I don't even know how to launch a challenge launch. There's processes for everything that will kind of walk you through those different things. So that piece is completely different from anything that you've talked about. What I would say is the course piece, like the modules that are kind of walking through a sales system and that, B School is the closest, but what I would say is B School is like 101, and this is like 201, 301, and 401, in kind of college type of language. It is, we're not just going to say you've got to build a list. We're going to talk about things at a deeper level, and messaging. We're going to talk about, you really need to think about it in these different ways. I mean, his sales system lessons, I don't even remember how many lessons are in there. I think there are like 14 or 15 in like the course part of the sales system module, and it's like you're talking in depth about various pieces of messaging and something like that, and so you were going deeper. And then, like I said, there's an entire module about building your team, which none of the programs you've really talked about are, have team building or any of that stuff. And so that's one of the big differences with BBD, because he really is, his rise of the digital CEO. The digital CEO is this great, let's call it I don't want to say it a concept or marketing thing, but it is a great like identity. And he's really about that. The program really is about getting you to that level. So it's about getting you to the point like where I am now, where I have a team, where I have Katie in the chat, I have Bobby Joe in the chat. The video on our sales page is created by Ren. I have it's about helping you do that so you can stop like being the doer. Kind of the classic E-Myth and E-Myth Revisited, where you have to work on your business, not in your business. James is about helping you get to the point that that's really what you're doing, that you're focusing on those things, the really high leverage stuff. So, I mean, he helps you with the basics, but then also is really laser focused on helping you systematize, put process into place, and get to the next level. So that's kind of what I would say in my answer there. Now, what I do want to say, though, Aaron, is like, BBD isn't like, taking BBD will not make you successful. And James would tell you that, right? I mean, signing up for another course isn't going to do it. You have to dig in, get the information, and implement it. And especially with James, you're going to have to be willing to get uncomfortable, because he's going to talk a lot about mindset issues. He's going to talk a lot about like what's going on in your head and challenge you, on things like that. And sometimes he does it directly. Sometimes he doesn't do it as directly, right? So sometimes it's kind of like, I'll talk about something, and it's going to force you to think a different way. But other times, especially like in BBD, and because I didn't go through it live, I didn't attend, like they have coaching, which is part of the offer too, and he'll go into all of that on Monday, but like coaching sessions. So I think it's kind of like Q&As and things like that. But I gather that in those, he's going to help you go deeper, and he's going to help you do that. and he's going to challenge beliefs, challenge conceptions, etc. But ultimately, you've got to be willing and open to do the work. And in the video that's on our bonus sales page, what I say is like, BBD is not for you if you want someone to tell you to build a successful business, you need to build this kind of product, you need to use this particular kind of launch, you just a follow the directions, because he doesn't tell you what kind of business to create. You've got to figure that out. What he does do is say, once you figured that out, I've got all these processes to help you then execute that plan. And again, like I said, not to create something, but since you have DCA, you already have the roadmap on how to create your online course. So if that's the product you're going to create, great. You create that product, and he will have things that will help you kind of execute and really get the work done. And so that's the answer there. So Kitty asks, is BBD updated regularly as processes, procedures, changes in social media, et cetera, come forward? It is definitely updated. There is definitely a module in there now, and I assume he's got a process. I haven't looked. I'm pretty sure they now have a process for his hybrid challenge video launch that he came up with, is this idea where you take the 3-part video series, take out the middle video, and put a challenge in the middle. I'm almost certain they've now put that process into BBD. They do things like that. I mean, there's not it doesn't teach you social media. So there's not social media, how to be a social media person. That is not what's in there. Katie, maybe you know better than me, but I don't remember that being in there. But the processes do get updated, and literally they add new processes, but then they also update ones when it's necessary to kind of be keeping up with the time. So that definitely does. And I can't even remember. I remember them saying they've added at least 1 or 2 other processes. I don't know if they're launch processes, but there's all those things in there. But I mean, separate from all of that, he'll have processes for hiring. He has processes for all of those different pieces of your business that you really need to have kind of worked out. So the processes aren't just about doing the business stuff. It's about the other stuff, the broader, bigger picture stuff of building your business. And I will make a note to go through it in more depth before tomorrow, before I do the kind of the BBDs and beers with Bobby at 3 p.m. tomorrow, just so that I have, a better sense. Again, one of the things that will happen, and I'll just tell you, it happens over and over and over again. In the mastermind, one of us, his mastermind, one of us will ask a question in the group. We're oh, hey, does anyone have guidance on how to do this? And someone will say, oh, that's in BBD, go to this. And literally we can just go there. And so some of the people who have been very active, in his group for a long time, are been in BBD, say for 4 years since the beginning, they will actually, they know it like the back of their hands. And so, they will be able to guide us through that. And I like the way that Katie puts it. A choose your own adventure. So if you remember those books from growing up where you were you chose and it tells you what page to go to, that's basically how it works. Now, the kind of the core piece, what I would say of the core course thing about messaging and all that, you should go through that. But then after that, it's okay. Well, then I go to the process I need that is matching what I want for my business and go from there. So I think that's a really good way to do that, to describe it. It's a choose your own adventure program. And that's why James, I'm sure, says it's not a course because it's not. I mean, it's got a course in it, but it's got all of the other stuff too. So it's very helpful. But anyway, I don't see any other questions. If people have questions, make sure to pop in to see me, tomorrow. But again, let me recap. First was the big announcement before we even talked about BBD and bonuses, which is that we are doing Badass Online Marketing Live, a virtual 3-day event in the fall. And it's going to be all about helping you build the business of your dreams, not my dreams, not anyone else's dreams, your dreams, and figuring out how to really tailor your business to your personality and your strengths. And then also we're going to talk messaging and email because I have to talk about that stuff. And you can get on our wait list to get information as soon as tickets are available by heading to bobbyklink.com/bomblive, just BOMLIVE. So bobbyklink.com/bomblive. And then we did a quick recap of the bonuses that I'm offering for people who sign up for James Wedmore's Business by Design through my affiliate link. And we talked first, anyone who signs up on the first day, which will be Monday the 22nd, if you sign up on the first day, you will get access to a one-day virtual mastermind retreat with me, where I will do some training, but it's also going to be about, getting in there, doing the work, looking at what you're struggling with. You're guaranteed a hot seat, and we will get that done for you. That is only for people who sign up on the first day, so make sure you check that out. Then we've got 3 bonuses about building your team, including kind of a template pack that is basically all of my legal templates that have anything to do with team building, including a new one that we're creating. That's bonus number 1. Bonus number 2 is a team building accelerator, where we are going to go deep on really building the right team for you. And, how do you figure out the perfect team for you and your business and kind of what you're looking for, and how do you put it up? Darcy, did I say Thursday? Monday the 22nd is when the doors open. So, but if you get on my wait list, we will send you an email the second it opens. So I was talking about the team building accelerator. We're going to go into all of the mental stuff, how to think about team building, how to find the right people, what kinds of folks you need to be looking for to fill what roles, etc. How to be a good boss, how you can actually do it right and stop being the problem, because chances are you're the problem. If you have tried hiring and it hasn't worked, and so that's it. So there's that. Then we have the we from there we will have the how to hire your first VA if you're at that point, like really kind of walk you through how to do it quickly, easily, and even if you need to hire a VA again in the future, the process is going to make it very simple for you to hire someone quickly rather than spending a lot of time. Then the final, so that's the team building. Then the other ones. If you sign up for BBD through me, you get a VIP ticket to Bomb Live. So you will get that. You won't have to pay for that. You'll get, the red carpet rolled out for you. And then second from that, we are having a kind of fan building accelerator workshop, a virtual live workshop, where we will kind of help you really go deep and really find the perfect people for you, map out what they're doing, and really kind of tailor content based upon where they are in the journey. So that's what it is. Now, so I saw another thing, Darcy, the timer on there is when the cart closes. So if you found the web page without me telling it, that's the day that the cart will close. And the cart closes next Thursday, but it opens on Monday. And so Monday is the day that is the first day, and then it closes in 7 days, etc. So, like, if you're looking at the bonus page, and for everybody, we're going to send an email out with the bonus page later for you to take a look at. That's literally just our bonus page. We've just changed the buttons to talk about the wait list instead of the actual go buy now. But if you're thinking about joining BBD, head over to bobbyklink.com/BBD waitlist, bobbyklink.com/BBD waitlist. When you do that, we're going to send you an email, and it will be scheduled, and it will go out the second that the cart opens for BBD, so that if you decide to buy and you want to get my bonuses, you click on the link in that email. Just to be absolutely sure that you haven't clicked on someone else's link and gotten cookied with them, you do that, you click on that, and it will take you over to James's page where you can buy, and you will be credited to my affiliate account. And just so you know, I'm an affiliate, so I will get a piece of the proceeds, but I have given James a lot of money, so I obviously believe in what he's doing. But when you click on that link in that email, you'll be sure to end up on my account, so you get all of my bonuses. So that's what it is. And then I will... So yeah, that's what I've got. I'm going to be live again tomorrow. We're going to do BBD and beers with Bobby at 3 p.m. It's going to be a Zoom link, so if you have questions, you want to talk back and forth, we can do that. It's going to be casual, not me presenting, but me answering questions, me talking, happy to share stories, all that. And I'm going to have some beer, so, I encourage anyone else to do that as well. So that's what I got in store. I appreciate you guys being here. But I will talk to you later. And if you're in my free group, my free bomb group, we're going live in 15 minutes for our Radical Giving Thursday. So join me over there too. Talk to you later.